up guys, MC Dead here with another video, and this video we're going to be hitting up JB's. There's a number of films I want to have a look at, some horror stuff, but yeah, it'll be a blind buy, having not knowing much about the films, but we're going to go and have a look and see what we can see. So let's do that. Yeah, so we're just in the horror section now down in JB. They've moved things around a bit, so it took me a while to find it. Behemoth from Umbrella, I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to have a look into that. This one I keep seeing from Umbrella as well, Blackwater. I might have to read a bit about that and have a look into that, because that sounds decent. That one down there, Demonic, as well, that you saw briefly, I haven't seen that one. Blumhouse of Horrors 10 movie collection for $75 isn't bad. But a lot of those films I think I wouldn't watch more than once. Some of the Blumhouse stuff's good, some of it's average. Got the Conjuring 3 film collection there for $20 on DVDs, not bad. They've been putting out all these Halloween DVDs for $12.98. Just because of the new one that's coming out, I think, more than anything, because I haven't seen any of that around for ages. Halloween. Night of the Animated Dead. This is one I heard was decent. $24.95. I might actually pick that one up. I did hear some good things about that. Night of the Animated Dead. Of course, I love the George A. Romero, the original. Creepshow I've already got. That's just the Umbrella release. I've actually got the Scream Factory US release of that one that I showed in a previous video. See, here's more of the Halloween stuff here. H2O, I haven't seen that on the shelf in years. I think they're mainly releasing these just because of to cash in on the new film that I'm yet to see. I'm saving that one for Halloween night. I'm going to watch that. It's had very mixed opinions. Pet Sematary remake, didn't care for it. Saw it in the theatre. $20. It is one I might watch again down the track. Sometimes you can watch something a second time. The Purge films were terrible. Yeah, sometimes you can watch something a second time and see it in a different light and find out you actually like it. The first Purge, I'll take that back. The first Purge film was good. The rest were garbage, in my opinion. Reunion's one I haven't heard of. They got a lot of stuff now in the city. The Witch, that one was just okay. Like, I felt it didn't have much in it. It was, probably went on a bit too long. Yeah, it was just alright. Wasn't terrible. Tigers Are Not Afraid, I heard, is really good from Shudder. I just got a video on demand, downloaded that one, so we're going to watch that at some point soon. Shudder's hit and miss. Some of their stuff's good, like really good. Some of their stuff's really bad. So now we're in the R-rated section, which has also been moved around a bit. It hasn't changed a lot the last few months. This Jerry Bruckheimer collection looks interesting on DVD, but nothing to do with horror. Didn't think many of Jerry The Dare. Where's that one from? I think that's Roadshow. So I might have to have a bit more of a look into that. But for a DVD, $20 is just, I'm not going to pay that for an unknown. It'd be a blind buy, so Dog Eat Dog was really good. But again, an action film. Just having a look what this box is here. Yeah, I don't know. Some deluxe Nicolas Cage thing. From Dusk Till Dawn, classic. Don't own that one. And they're asking $12.98 for the DVD. I'd definitely get the Blu-ray of that one, which they don't seem to have for some reason. There's the trilogy as well. The other two were woeful. I only bother with the first one. Got that. I always just like to see if they've got different prints. I've got all the Drive-In Deliriums now. I'm up to date. They're really good. I've reviewed them in a previous video. They're worth checking out. Cool trailer videos. Gives you ideas for things to watch. Kill Bill, which I've got. Mortal Kombat, which I wouldn't bother ever buying. I just watched it on demand. It was pretty good. Had some good gore. Story was average, but it was better than the other Mortal Kombat films they did. It's an old Ozploitation classic. Nightmares. Never seen it. Been thinking about getting that one for something different, but it's dear. It's like $30. Umbrella. Pulp Fiction, $15.98. Yeah, it's about the going rate now. I might pick that up. I don't have that in my collection, believe it or not. It's not a horror film, but it's a classic, so I might just put that aside. And this one, Random Acts of Violence from Shudder as well, I've heard good things about. But full price, $27. I'll give that a miss. Again, most of the Shudder stuff I just tend to watch. I download or watch it on demand. Because it's hit and miss. I wouldn't bother getting Spiral. I've already got that downloaded and ready to go. So I heard it was good. Weird casting. Samuel L. Jackson and Chris Rock for a Saw movie, but okay. Looking forward to seeing what it's like. Victor Crowley I've been thinking about for ages, but it had really mixed opinions. I haven't seen any of them. I think they've done a few. I don't know much about it. I think it's a franchise, but I haven't heard much about it. Wicked City, classic there. They're dear though. Anything manga's dear. $30 is dear for like, I don't think it even goes for an hour and a half. I think it's about an hour, but that's a classic. So yeah, ended up picking up a couple of items in there. They've got a whole lot of new stock, so it was really worth my while going there. And I might go to a couple more locations over the next week or so, see what else we can get. But yeah, that was a win. Yeah, so we're out the front of Mad Zombie. Haven't been here for, I reckon it'd be about 6 months. So gonna go inside and see what they've got available, and hopefully we can pick something up. So let's go do that now. It's definitely a nice piece. Lambert. Don't have any of the Alien stuff, so that might be something to look at. Is it all the same? Yeah, it's all the same. All the same Lambert stuff. I'll have a look down here as well. That's a cool piece. Let's have a look at that. Royal Bobbles, never heard of that. Looks cool. We got the Hannibal Lecter one as well here. Nice. That's cool too. Freddy's glove. Mini piece. And of course, if we come up here, we've got this great stuff that Trick or Treat Studios have been doing. That Chucky. Let's have a closer look at that. They're dear though, $50. It's a cool one. Halloween 2, Michael Myers bust. Can't really see that. And the light there. That's a nice piece. Let's have a look here. Oh wow, okay. Never seen these before. Who does this? Just having a closer look. MC and Marty Abrams presents Mego. Ah, it's Mego. Funny about the MC, isn't it? That's a nice little figure. Yeah. It's cool. Oops. We'll go down here. This Jeepers Creepers is fucking cool too. Not a bad price. 35. That's cool. Of course, over here we got the It, which you've seen before at Dave's. It's the three different ads. That's really nice. Yeah, cool one. Let's see what else I've got here. There's a couple more alien pieces. Nice. Came with the face hugger. Nice piece. What's this other one? Oh, it's one of the Wayland Yutani soldiers. Awesome. Just gonna come around and have a look at the Walking Dead stuff. Fear the Walking Dead. Not much into it. It's not really my thing. Fear the Walking Dead's a cool show, but it's not really my thing. Yeah, they've got quite a bit more from the last time I was in here. These things. Monster Mayhem. Open if you dare, monsters jump out. That's cool. It's very cool. The lunch boxes. Wow, look at this. Leatherface and anime. Interesting. Definitely interesting. These are the ones I'm more into. $29.99 is not a bad price. That. Just have a look here. Of course, I've already got the Governor in the limited edition pack. But detail's great. Looks just like the comic. So, yeah, so it ended up being worth my while going to Mad Zombie. I hadn't been there for a while, and they had a number of new horror stuff. So, yeah, ended up picking up one item in there, and yeah, it was worth my time going. So, show you what I picked up in the reviews. So what's up, guys? We're down here at Findon. This is my mum's old stomping ground. She grew up down here. So it's, yeah, it brings back a few childhood memories, but we're about to head into Hidden Treasures. At least that's what they used to be called. I reckon they're just called pawnbreaking services now, but they've got some good horror stuff in there, so hoping to pick up a bargain. Thought I'd come down and have a look. It's been a while since I've been here, but yeah, they've got a huge selection of Blu-rays, records, all sorts of stuff. So let's go inside and see what we can find. Let's do it. So I'm just inside Pawnbroker Services now, down at Findon. An amazing shop. That's a cool Living Dead doll there for 99 bucks. I've got a few of those. It depends on the design, yeah. Some cool Kiss stuff there. This is all their closed off window. Now we're in the horror section now. There's one you don't see very often, Screamers. I reckon that's out of print. The Stand, Sky Shark, still haven't seen that. Been meaning to. Been putting it off. It's a bit hard to show you because of the angle here with the camera, but there's a lot of cool stuff. I wonder what that box of blood is. Rare print of Day of the Dead on DVD. House you don't see very often, 69 bucks, wow. Well, that's definitely out of print. So is that Friday the 13th, that's out of print. They're all out of print, but I've got the Blu-rays just because it's out of print. Unless I could sell it, I don't know. But yeah, you don't see that very often. 49 bucks though, it's a lot. I'd have to have a closer look at that, see what shape that's in. But yeah, cool horror section, closed off area there. So we're still at Pawnbroker Services. Friday the 13th for 13 bucks. That seems mighty pricey. Of course, it's in perfect nick, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's getting rarer. I've already got it though, so I'm not interested, but maybe that's getting rarer now to get on its own. So all the prices differ, like Hellfest, I really like that. It's a Zone A import, but I still wouldn't pay 12 bucks for it. It's brand new. It's only been watched once, you can see that, but I'm not going to pay 12 bucks for that. It's just a bit much for that film. It was pretty good, but it wasn't amazing. So it's all mixed, as you can see. And this is just one shelf I'm showing. I don't know anything about that, whatever that is, some series. Happy Birthday to You was good. Wouldn't watch it again though. Contraband. There is a little bit of horror in here. It's sort of mixed in. So he's got his window over there with the more like sort of hardcore R-rated stuff, and then he's got a few mixed in here as well that I guess have just slipped in. Just looking through them all. So much stuff here. It's definitely a place I'd want to come there with Child's Play 3, I think. It's definitely a place I'd want to come every few months because I think it'd be a high turnaround. I'll have to ask him next time I'm in there sort of how often they get movies in. Here, Solomon Kane, I remember that being good. I remember Cut being good too, but I'm not paying 12 bucks for it. Chronicle for $4.50. $4.50. You don't see this around. It's got the extended edition as well. I don't know if I've seen the extended edition. I'm pretty sure I would have. But yeah, I might pick that up. $4.50 is pretty good. And it looks immaculate. That texture, that's another good thing about these guys. That texture just rubs off. So I've been here before. I've got this special stuff I use, orange, that just rubs it straight off. So no stickers to peel off. It's nothing worse than stickers. Scary stories to tell in the dark. I haven't heard of this one, I don't think. Or have I? That's an American import. I'm not going to pay $12 for it. I don't know anything about it. I'll blind buy some things, but that's a classic. I'll blind buy some things, but not for any less than $5. That'll be the highest I'd go. If I don't know anything about something, I'm not out to really get it. The same with The Conjuring. Like, I've seen them all. I wouldn't watch it again. Afflicted was good. I don't remember much about that. That's a found footage movie. $6 is good. It's in good shape. Might have to pick that one up. I remember that being good. I just don't remember much about the movie. I just remember it being good, so it'd be good to watch that again. So as you can see, there's a few horrors mixed in here. It's worth having a look. Crawl, it was shit. I watched about half an hour and switched it off. Tormented, I know nothing of. $15. That must be very rare. Never heard of it. Wolfman was in there for $6, but that was the Benicio del Toro woeful Wolfman, the worst Wolfman. I've got that already, The Fog. The worst Wolfman film ever made, it was, with Benicio del Toro, I hate to say. Don't Breathe was awesome, but yeah, once was enough. I try to get things that I'm going to watch again. Otherwise, I might start getting onto the flipping side of things like so many of these guys do over in the States. If things are out of print and they're worth money, you know. Evil Angel, I know nothing about. It looks like a B grade. Ving Rhames. Nah. I'll pass on that. And I'll pass on that. I thought that was going to end up being really good. That was the reboot, but it wasn't. I sound like I don't like anything, don't I? It's not like that at all. There's just so many horror movies that, yeah. I just grew up in an era where just every horror movie was amazing. You know, the 80s. Every horror movie. There wasn't any shit horror movies at all. But there's just so many that have been made now, it's hard, you know. In saying that, I do like some of the modern stuff. I do. I've been watching a lot on demand of the modern horror stuff. So there you go. There's bits and pieces in there. Yeah, so it was definitely worth going in there. Ended up picking up 3 items. I got an amazing array of stuff in there. Yeah, I only looked through about half of it. So it's the second time I've been there, and I'll be going back. That was well worth the haul. And good price too. Lovely chap in there. Very friendly people. So we'll be back. So stay tuned now, because we've got a pretty big review section. So here we are, Cashies at Hampstead. Do we have anything on offer? Or will it be a bust? Let's find out. Yeah, so massive DVD Blu-ray section here. I've already seen a couple of things. Lake Placid for $1. That's cool. Haven't seen it in years. Can't remember a thing about it. Jeepers Creepers for $1. Okay. Haven't seen that either in years. So that's a cool one. Look at all this Star Trek Next Generation stuff here. I'll come back to it in a minute. Let's have a look at this. They're all in great condition. They're all $1. It looks like the whole season for $1 a piece. That might be something worth looking into, what that's worth. They're all in immaculate condition. I can't see any damage. They've got a lot of stuff here. Like, you could spend an hour here. Like, I'm not showing you a full scale of the shelving here. Like, there's about 6 shelving stacks here. And it's just all mixed in, so you've really got to look here to find anything different. This might be interesting. Oh, I remember seeing it actually. It was terrible, but I could flip it, make a few bucks off it for $1 sealed. That's not a bad one. That's what I mean. See, it's all mixed in. It's all mixed in. I'm not seeing much horror. A couple, that's about it. And here's their Blu-ray section, pretty mixed in sort of stuff. Not bad. Prices, $4 I guess a movie. Depends what kind of condition the discs are in, I guess. I'd always check. Not a lot of horror here though, I'm just sort of flipping through. Straight out of Compton you don't see around much. For $4 that's not a bad deal. Might pick that up. I only seen it once, I don't actually remember much about it. It was good though. Ice Cube's son was awesome in it. But see, it's all mixed here, all mixed stuff. Snakes on a Plane was horrible. Wouldn't bother. Always find a Twilight movie at Cashies. There's 2 I found in 2 seconds. No one wants the Twilights. See, it's all mixed in. You got Die Hard here. They don't sort of have it in genre. Rambo, Clash of the Titans. Another Walking Dead season. Not a bad price there, $9 for each of those. But I bought the box set some time ago now, beginning of the year, as you would have seen in the video. So, yeah, it's all mixed in. Pretty common stuff, the Blu-ray stuff. But you might find something that's straight out of Compton, doesn't look bad. Just for something different. It's not horror. Just looking in the gaming section now because I came here to get a game. Looks like they got 2 copies of the same thing. I'll just get the lady to open the case and see which one's in better shape. But yeah, it's that Wolfenstein First Order, first-person shooter for the PS4. So yeah, pretty happy with that. That was worth the trip. Ended up picking up 6 items in there, believe it or not, for cheap. Got the whole lot for $24. Some of their movies were going out for like $1, so couldn't resist those. And I got the game that I wanted, so yeah, I'm happy I'm done for the day. We'll see you at the next spot, probably tomorrow, maybe the day after that. Yeah, so we're up to the review portion of the video, and what a month it's been. In fact, what a year it's been. It's got to be the biggest year I've had with my collecting so far, I reckon, in my life. And I've been collecting since about '98. I've just picked up some unbelievable pieces, especially in the last couple of months. Halloween's my favourite time of year. I've always got my tradition, you know, I have my double feature that I pick every year, and I have my candy and my chips and my drinks and get right into the spirit of it. It's my favourite time of year. But yeah, there's a lot to get through, so I'm not going to review everything this video. So some of this stuff I haven't watched yet. I've been watching more sort of horror TV stuff. And on-demand sort of films. Not as much, I haven't been getting as much, but there's a lot to get through, so I won't review everything. I'll just briefly show it, because I haven't watched it all yet, so I can't tell you what it's like. So, but yeah, the first one I picked up was Pulp Fiction. Didn't have it in the collection for some reason. Not a horror movie, not going to say too much about it, but yeah, the greatest Quentin Tarantino movie ever made, without a doubt. And not a bad price, $15.98. JB Hi-Fi was my first stop, and yeah, that's all I'll say about that one. Next one I picked up was this cool one here, Night of the Animated Dead. I've heard good things about this. It's obviously an animated remake of the George Romero classic. Really looking forward to watching this. This is going to be one of the ones that I'll watch on Halloween night. This is the first pick, so this will be going on. This has got some good voice actors. A couple I've heard of here. Josh Duhamel, Jill Hill, Catherine Isabel, James Rede Rodriguez, Katie Sackhoff I've heard of, Will Sasso, Jimmy Simpson, Nancy Travis, and it's directed by Jason Axon. I haven't heard of him, but yeah, pretty much a shot-for-shot remake, I reckon. But what's cool about this is it says containing terrifying new content not found in the original. So it might be departing a bit from the original, which is a cool thing. It's got a special feature making of animating the dead. And this comes from Warner Brothers. Their animated stuff's usually pretty good. So yeah, full price for that one. Unfortunately, it's a new release, $24.95. But yeah, really looking forward to watching that. It's only 4 days away, Halloween. Last one I picked up from JB was this one here, Slither, from Umbrella Entertainment. I'm laughing because I'm thinking about when I saw this film. When was this film made? 2012. So it's been a while. It's their Beyond Genres series, volume 10. I've got a number of their Beyond Genres films, but yeah, it's basically an alien parasite movie. I saw it once, yeah, years ago when it first came out, but I remember it being really funny, and I remember it being, I remember the effects and the makeup being really cool, and this has got a lot of special features on it. Audio commentary with James Gunn. Of course, James Gunn's gone on to do huge things. He's the director. And who's in this? Michael Rooker's in this, quite well known from The Walking Dead and a lot of other films. Brenda James is in it. Nathan Fillion, Elizabeth Banks, Greg Henry. Yeah, really funny movie, cool horror comedy movie. Haven't watched it yet, but yeah, Umbrella always do a great job, as I've said. So that was what I got from JB. Yeah, and this one here I was really happy to pick up. This is rare. I've only seen a couple of these on eBay and they're not in this kind of condition. Now, Pawnbroker Collectibles is where I went to pick this up. They've got a really awesome selection down there of Blu-rays, as you saw in the video earlier. They've got a nice little window, sealed off area for the horror stuff, and that's where I saw this. And yeah, $39. I mean, it's all 3 films. They're going for about the same, but not in this kind of condition. This is an Anchor Bay release from 2011, so it's out of print basically. So there's only about 3 of these on eBay, and they're not in this kind of condition. In fact, one of them doesn't have the slipcase, the other just had totally different design. But yeah, there's about 3 out there at the moment. But I was really happy to get this, and he was nice enough, the gentleman in there at Pawnbroker Collectibles, to give me $5 off. So I got it for $34. I'll show you the discs. Oh, and first I'll tell you about the first film. I won't worry about the other 2 because I haven't seen them. It's a trilogy. The first one came out in 1981, and the other 2 came out 10 years and 11 years later in 91 and 92. So, but yeah, it's basically the scanners are a race of telepaths. They're able to control people's minds. There's 237 of them living on the planet, and they're slowly taking over. And what it comes down to is a battle between these 2 guys, Michael Ironside's character, and I can't remember the name of the other guy. I think it's Stephen Lack. And it's a battle with wills basically between these 2 guys, but it's called the original Exploding Head movie for a reason. It's got some really cool special effects, directed by directed by David Cronenberg, should I say? You know, David Cronenberg's known for The Fly and plenty of other movies as well. In fact, he hasn't directed anything for a long time. But he has got a new film coming out, and he's also in the latest season of Slasher. He's in the latest season of Slasher. So I'll just take the discs out and have a quick look at the discs. They're all in absolutely immaculate condition. No scuff marks. So there's Scanners. Scanners 2, the new order. And Scanners 3, the takeover. So I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth into those. As I said, the original's an absolute classic. I haven't seen the others, so won't bother talking about them. The other one I picked up, in fact I picked up 2 more from pawnbrokers down at Findon. And this one here, Afflicted, it's a found footage movie. And it's written and directed by Cliff Prowse and Derek Lee, and they also star. They're the 2 main stars of the movie. It's a found footage film. Basic plot: one of the guys gets a disease and starts spreading it on to other people. There's been other things done like this in the past, but I just thought this was a really original. I saw it a few years ago. I can't remember much about it. I just remember it being a good found footage film, and there's not a lot of good found footage films around. This one came out. This writing's really hard to read. 2013. So yeah, well worth having a look at. I picked that up for $6, and as I said, all his discs, it's worth paying an extra couple of dollars. For discs that are in mint condition. I mean, these films have only been watched once, so I picked that one up. And the other one I got that I've been wanting to add to my collection forever, of course, is this one here, Chronicle. It's another found footage film, absolute classic. Dane DeHaan stars in this. Alex Russell, Michael B. Jordan, Michael Kelly, Ashley Hinshaw. It's directed by Josh Trank. It's got the extended edition and the theatrical edition on this, plus special features, pre-viz, concept footage of the film's most exciting sequences, camera tests, pre-production test scenes using different actors, deleted scenes, the most revealing footage you've ever seen. So I don't know if I've seen the extended version of this or not, but I remember it being really good. Found footage film. Basically, these 3 kids that find something buried in the earth, and they get special abilities, and it just tracks their progress. And one of these guys just ends up an absolute psychopath, and it just some really cool special effects and gore in this movie. And yeah, I absolutely love this as a found footage movie. I'd put this up there as one of my best. But yeah, another one from 2012, and an absolute classic. I'm glad to add it to my collection. This was only $4, pristine condition. Last place I went to was, I got a good haul. I went there to pick up a game. I ended up picking up some movies as well. I got this one here for $1. Can't complain about that. Jeepers Creepers. I thought I remember my brother liking these movies. This came out in 2001. It's a strange horror film. It reminds me a lot of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It also reminds me a lot of any films like that, like Last House on the Left, The Hills Have Eyes, all that sort of 70s slasher. It's a slasher movie, but it's done really differently. It reminded me of Alien in the way that you don't really see the creature very much. Because this is one that I watched 2 nights ago, so I did actually end up watching this. And the basic gist of this is it's 2 kids on their way home. I think the sister's picking up the brother from university. They're on their way home, and they meet this creature on the road. Initially, they see this guy dropping bodies down this drain pipe at this abandoned church, and they go back to investigate. And of course, underneath this drain, should I say, there's all these bodies that have been sewn together. They look like mannequins, but they're actually real bodies. And there's this creature that starts chasing them in a truck. I don't want to give too much away, but basically this creature's got a rare ability, and it was quite an original idea. It reminded me a bit of the X-Files as well as the Hitcher, in the way that this monster just relentlessly went after these guys. And you know, the power of this creature, what keeps it alive, is it needs to eat various body parts to survive. So this was a really cool one. This stars Gina Phillips, Justin Long, Jonathan Beck, and it was written and directed by Victor Salva, and it's a Roadshow release, so really happy to get that for $1. I'm going to add that to the collection. This other one I'm not going to say anything about, Mirrors 2. I remember seeing the original Kiefer Sutherland, and that was really good. I got this brand new sealed for $1. I'm not going to say anything else about it because I haven't seen it in years, but I remember it being crap. I'm going to try and maybe get $10 for it up on either up on the bay. Not that I've ever sold anything on the bay, but I'm sure it's not that hard. Or I'll probably just put it up on Facebook Marketplace and see if I can get $10 for it. But yeah, for $1, I thought I'd grab it, make a few bucks off of it. Collectors in the US have Dollar Tree. Over here we've got Cashies. So yeah, that was alright for $1. Lake Placid's another one I haven't seen in years. I won't say much about it. Came out in 2001. Who's in it? Bill Pullman, Bridget, Fonda, Oliver Platt. So it's got a good cast. Steve Miner directed it. Looks basically like a Killer Crocodile movie, but I haven't watched it yet. I don't remember anything about it. So, yep, that was $1 as well. So happy with that. This one I did watch, unfortunately, and it was just, you know, 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. It could have been about half an hour shorter. It's basically a supernatural horror movie. It was done in 1982. Stars Barbara Hershey. Directed by Sidney Furie. It's basically about a woman. It's about a family actually, but mainly concerning a woman that's being raped by like this succubus, this demon. You don't actually see it in the film, you just sort of see it happening, and you know, that was kind of disturbing. There was a lot of dialogue in the movie. It was really cheesy. Like, I just could have done without it, to be honest, but I sat through it. And for $2, I figured why not. I'll flip it with Mirrors 2 and see if I can maybe get $15 for both of those. But that was brought out by 20th Century Fox in 1982. So it was around that time. And the other thing that disappointed me about it was it ripped off Poltergeist at the ending. You know, you've got the investigators like investigating the entity, and yeah, it was just a shit movie. I don't usually say that about a lot of things, but yeah, not great. But yeah, I'll flip it. And the last one, I won't even say too much about, but just a killer movie straight out of Compton. Happy to get it for $4, but not a horror movie. So yeah, just picked it up because it was good for $4. Why not? I watch other things besides horror, believe it or not. So that's it for the movie portion. Now I'm going to show you a couple of really cool grails. So yeah, this is exciting stuff coming up. This one I got here was a cool one from Mad Zombie in the City, done by Migo last year. And it's, yeah, it was funny that I got the DVD after I got the figure. I saw this and I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty cool looking. I'll just give you a bit of a closer look there so you can see the sculpt. You know, a little overpriced for $35. I mean, it's not exactly the biggest figure in the world, but I thought it was unique. And to get that and the movie together was cool. So I picked that up. Now, to the really cool stuff. This is from a bloke by the name of John Bickersick, and I hope I said that properly, mate. I hope I pronounced that the right way. He's on Facebook Marketplace, you can find him. And this is the Friday the 13th Part 4 Sideshow Collectibles Jason, in absolute immaculate condition. Minor wear and tear on the box. Just shelf wear. Nothing major, no rips. That's the front. That's the side. And when was this done? What year was this done? 2006. 2006. So extremely rare now. You only see a couple of these on eBay and sites like that, but you're always better off buying local. When he's an extremely nice guy, John, and he was happy to give me a good price for this. I ended up getting a few dollars off. I think I paid $200 for it. These are all up on the bay for $450 plus. So, you know, you got to pay for shipping and stuff like that as well. So, yeah, really grateful. I'll show you the inside, the detail. It's the first sideshow piece I've ever owned. Sorry about the glare there. But yeah, it opens up with the movie poster on the left-hand side there with the cast, which is cool. And then you've got the toy itself. It's quite big. 11 scale, I think. But I'm just trying to get it out of the glare there, just so you can see the detail as best as possible. Perfect time of day actually to do it. There's not too much glare, but yeah, amazing piece to get from an amazing bloke with an amazing collection. So there's that one, and I saved the best till last. I cannot believe I actually got it. And it's this bad boy right here. Is the Jaws piece. The original McFarlane piece. What was the year of this one? That's what I thought. 2001. 20 years old this year. It's the end sequence of Jaws with a shark coming onto the boat, obviously. The condition of this is amazing. As with the last piece, just a little bit of shelf wear. It's 20 years old. I can't believe it. On the side there, which is interesting, you see Quint in the shark's mouth, that end sequence. But you don't actually see it in the box, so I'm figuring he's hiding in there somewhere. He might be inside the boat or something like that, but this is never getting opened anyway. This piece here, I've been searching for my whole life, basically. This is, I can't believe, how over the moon I am to finally get it. I thought about it for a few weeks. I was lucky it didn't get picked up by someone else. I ended up paying $450 for it. I've seen it over in Japan for $1.5K. These go from, they range in price. I've seen them go for $689. I've seen them go for more. I've seen them go for, a little less. It just depends. But again, pays to shop locally. John, I'm absolutely over the moon and rapt to have it. Thanks very much, mate. We'll be doing more business together in the future. I'll leave these details at the bottom of my page. That's it for this week, guys. Happy Halloween. Really happy to share this with you. It's a great moment. And stay safe over the Halloween period. And make sure you watch plenty of horror. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now. And now for a bit of bonus footage, because I forgot to tell you a couple of things. Because I don't usually talk about horror television. So I wanted to just have a brief conversation about what I've been watching in the world of horror TV. Because that's why I've sort of been watching less movies. There's been a lot of good horror TV, and I don't usually talk about that, so I'll just quickly go through it. I watched part 1 of Fear Street. That was really good, like a slasher thing. Still 2 parts to go, but I like the first one. I heard the second and the third one weren't as great, but I'll give them a go. I just finished watching Supernatural season 13, which was okay. I can see why it's finished. I've still got 2 seasons to go. I think they're just running out of ideas. And man, the guys did it for 15 years, So I've been watching that. I just finished the 2nd season of Twilight Zone, which had a bit of horror to it. There was a few horror episodes in there, so I'd count that. I fell asleep when I watched the first episode of Walking Dead World Beyond, but I'm going to go back to it. It just, I don't know, I was just really tired and I just couldn't concentrate on it. And the fact that I've heard it's pretty bad, I don't know, I just fell asleep. American Horror Story 1984, I don't know, that was... The thing I don't like about American Horror Story is it's not that they glorify serial killers, but they have a really cheesy take on them. And, you know, Richard Ramirez was featured in American Horror Story 1984. It was just a slasher thing. It was like an 80s slasher, American Horror Story. So I didn't care for it that much. Like, it took me about 6 weeks to watch the final episode. And then I watched the second series of Slasher. Now, Slasher is a really awesome Canadian, I think it's Canadian-based slasher TV series, and they're self-contained. So there's 4 of those at the moment. David Cronenberg, as I said earlier, is in the latest season, Flesh and Blood. That's just finished up. So I'll be having a look at that. But the second season was better than the first season. And I heard that the third and the fourth are good too. So the first season was just really poor acting. I think once the story got going, it was good. Like, the gore was awesome. The gore in Slasher is the goriest I've seen in television. But what I also wanted to mention is it's a huge month for horror. Season 11 of The Walking Dead's just finished. Chapelwaite's just finished. Chapelwaite's based on Salem's Lot by Stephen King, and it's actually based primarily on Jerusalem's Lot, the short story that he originally did. So that's just finished. That's available. The 3rd season of Creepshow. I Know What You Did Last Summer's 4 episodes in. The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 2's just started. American Horror Story's just finished. And they've also done American Horror Stories double feature. I believe they're just finishing up the second one of that. And I think I forgot to mention what I was watching Halloween Night, the second film. I'm going to watch Halloween Kills. I've saved that for Halloween Night because that came out a couple of weeks ago. If I didn't mention that either, because I'm really tired today. AMC is doing a special called Horror Noir, the history of black horror. So that'll be a really cool documentary. Chucky's just started, based on the Child's Play franchise. Midnight Mass has just started on Netflix. Mike Flanagan, well-known horror director. And yeah, last of all, season 4 of Slasher. So that's all running now currently in October, or we're nearly at the end of October. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I don't usually talk about television that much. And have an awesome Halloween. I'll be back in a couple of weeks because I've got to do that video on literature, horror literature, comic books, all that sort of stuff, because I haven't covered that on this channel yet. Like and subscribe down below. As always, guys, I really appreciate your support. And anything I've forgotten today, I'll have in the comments below. So anything I've missed. And feel free to tell me what you've been watching. If you've seen any of the films that I mentioned that I haven't seen yet, let me know your opinion on them. And I'll catch you guys in a couple of weeks. Have an awesome Halloween. Bye now.